talk about custom orders from Gibson and what became the made to measure program that they have now. Before the made to measure program, you could order things from Gibson. You could get specific things you wanted, you had to have the money, and you had to go to the right dealer. Because only specific dealers were allowed to do it. So, this here, a lot of people know this from forums and whatnot. This is my Keith Burst. The name is the Keith Burst. It's not the real Keith Burst. Believe it or not, people have asked me, is that the real Keith Burst? And I couldn't stop. Like, no, it's not the real Keith Burst. The real Keith Burst is a lemon drop now. It doesn't look like this anymore. And no, I don't own the real Keith Burst. It's the name. I named it the Keith Burst for obvious reasons. It looks like the Keith Burst. So, before the made to measure program came around, you had to go to a dealer and you'd say to the dealer, I want to make a custom order. You put out the custom order and it's, what I want, this. And they go and they give you a quote and they insult you with the amount of money they're going to charge you for it. And, you go from there. And it usually took about 9 months. This took 9 months to get. Yeah. For a person like me who does not wait like an hour, I hate waiting for anything. 9 months was eat my fucking head against the wall. Well, what I got, it was great and all that. So what I wanted was, I wanted a 59. I wasn't picky about the neck, just nice, thick neck, whatever. But what I did want is I wanted a Murphy. I wanted a factory Bigsby, no holes. So this does not have stud bar holes, just has the little snake bite, as they call it. Just has the Bigsby, that's it. And of course I wanted a T-Burst. Well, of course, what the fuck else am I gonna get? All I have is T-Bursts. I do have 2 cherry sunbursts, so kiss my ass. I wanted it a little bit more beat up than normal. That's what I originally wanted. And I wanted specifically a top. Specifically, I'm going to show you. Tom Whitrock used to own this guitar, I believe. If I'm correct, I may be wrong. Tom can correct me, but I don't think he cares. But 1982 and 2012 in Beauty of the Burst. And don't worry, I'm going to show you the pictures of the guitar. So here, wait, I'm going to pause this from. Here is 1982. Alright, here's your idea. 1982. And 2012. And the book is 2012. That's 2012. That was the idea, and if anybody doesn't know, this is the book it's in. Everybody should have a copy of this book. I have 3 of them. Anyway, so that's the kind of top I wanted. But back then, you really couldn't be picky about that. So I told them this is what I wanted, and could you get something like that? And I can't guarantee you that the top. I can't guarantee it. So we'll see how it works. So they went back and they had their powwow back and forth, and they came back to me and they said, if I remember correctly, I may be wrong. Look, I have not the greatest memory as everybody, same way, but I believe they wanted to charge me 21 grand. That's what they said. I went like that. I was like, like that. They said, there's no way in fucking hell I'm going to pay you 21 grand. And so I said, no. I said, I'll go Fender. I'll get something for Fender. Fuck you. They had another powwow back and forth, and they whittled it down to 11, 12 grand, which I agreed to. And what I think happened, which nobody told me at the time, was that the top got downgraded. They made it a lesser top. Because as you can see, it doesn't have that much of an amazing top. I mean, you gotta get it in the light. It's really hard to see, and it's dark in my apartment. But it has a very subdued top, in my opinion. For me, it has a subdued top. I like really wild shit, right? But I didn't know that at the time. I said, okay, we're gonna make the guitar. Go for it. We made the guitar. It took 9 months. The guitar came back. When the guitar came in, opened the case, I had to go out to Long Island to get it because The dealer I was working with was out in Long Island. No, it's not Tommy from the zoo. Tommy used to work. Tommy's store from Music Zoo used to be in Queens, and then they moved out to Long Island. They have a massive fucking store now. And I'm gonna get into Tommy later, but it was somebody else. And I went out there, I get the guitar, opened the case. I was like, oh, 9 months I waited. Fuck, really? It's a plain top. I was actually really upset. I was upset because I waited 9 months, and it's like I paid a lot of money now. Because remember, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the most expensive historic I ever bought. I don't pay over 10 grand. Period. I don't pay over 9 grand. I don't pay over 8 grand. I don't pay over 7 grand. Just no. Fuck you. No. You know. And all the guitars that I have, and some of them, you know, were really wild tops and all that kind of shit. I did not pay what you think I paid for those guitars. I really did not. You know, did not pay 5 for no, I didn't. Even today. I mean, today, you know, I don't mind. I would say, you know, 5 grand is not bad, depending upon what you're buying. You know what I mean? I don't consider it to be crazy outrageous. Depends. Again, it always depends, but never more than 9, 10 grand. No fucking way. It's not happening. So, paid 12 grand. Got the guitar. Didn't like the fucking top. Took the guitar anyway because I did order it, and I can't like just say fuck you, and I wouldn't do that like that. So I took the guitar, brought it home. The more I played it, you know, oh, this is great. This fucking guitar is great. It's really great stuff, and it's not. It was nice to have the Murphy and the Bigsby, and it's, you know, it was really cool at the time. Back then, this was the only Murphy with a factory Bigsby at the time. You know, today they have plenty of them, but at the time it was the only thing. And it was odd to see a Bigsby on a historic at that time. You know, they had them, but it wasn't something you can get off the line, so to speak. It was something you added to it. And factory was crazy. So, with that being said, I paid the money. I took the guitar home. I fell in love with the guitar. It's not always about the top. It really isn't. And the more and more I thought about it, I said, the guitar really looks familiar. Where the fuck have I seen this guitar? Where the fuck is this guitar? And then, you know, I'm watching the Rolling Stones. I'm a big Stone fan. Oh, shit. Yeah, it looks just like fucking Keith's guitar. I said, this is not so bad after all. This is pretty cool. So, you know, I really enjoyed it. You know, and for all the years, it stuck with me. I never sold it, and I don't think I ever will. I mean, there's a few people who want it, and you know, eventually, if I ever part with it, they get first dibs. So that's just the way it goes. Now, today we have the fancy made to measure, and I'm gonna call Dave Misley out. He should open his mouth and at least comment on this fucking thing, because he has one. I don't have a made to measure. I have never gotten a made to measure. It's the only custom order I ever had. There's other reasons why. I'll tell you why. But made to measure is nice. You go to the special dealer, and the special dealer that's closest to me is Tommy in the Music Zoo. Tommy is a diamond dealer or whatever. Tommy's a really nice guy. He helped me out a lot of times. Ordered some stuff from him when I had a small business with a friend. So you go there, you pick your wood, you pick the finish, you pick your neck shape and size, and you pick the thing, you pick anything you want. Anything you want. I don't know how expensive actually it comes to, but I'm assuming, you know, depending upon what you want, the more expensive it is. And then the person who's building the guitar talks back and forth with you, and do you like this? Do you like that? How do you like this? Is this nice? You want something different? Again, like I said, the best person to do this would be Dave Misley, because he just got one. And he actually went to the custom shop, and, you know, they had the powwow, and they did their thing and everything else. And his guitar came fabulous, really nice. As a matter of fact, it was actually funny. His neck shape, they used on other guitars. They liked it so much, they used his neck shape. Yeah, see? Special. So, today it's all fancy and stuff, and you get what you want and stuff, and it's great. Believe me, that's fabulous, because it was a pain in the ass to get a custom ordered thing from them. And it was a time during the mid 2000s that they stopped. The custom shop doesn't fucking make custom measurements. But they did for a little while. They stopped, and then they started up with the made to measure thing, which is proper what you want. As far as Bigsby's go, I have 3 guitars that are Bigsby's right now, currently. I have this one, of course. You know, I have a 59 335 Historic, which is fabulous. I highly recommend picking up a 335 Historic, be it a 58, 59, or 63. Go for it. They're great. Mine's a 2015 or 16. I'm pretty sure it's a 15. It's a 2015. It has Bigsby, it has the plate, it has the whole thing. Oh, it's great. And it's in black, so it's like custom water black kind of shit, which is nice. And I have the custom. I have 2 customs. There's a funny, quick story about the custom. Here, hold on. Here's the custom. There's a funny story about this. This guitar, I got at Rudy's. Rudy's is a guitar shop here in New York. Been here forever. Used to be part of 48th Street before 48th Street was destroyed. There's no more 48th Street in New York City no more. Yes, I know, there isn't. There isn't. This guitar is an 03. This is the only 03 I have. This was the big change, the 03, the video I made, I tell you. This guitar, I went to Rudy. It wasn't a custom order, but I went to Rudy with my other custom at the time. I think it was a 98 at the time. I had a 98 custom, I had a 94 custom, I think. I had a few customs during the 90s, a few gold tops. I don't have any 90s guitars anymore, they're all sold by now. But I brought one, and I had one with a stop bar. A different one at the time. I have a new one with a stop bar, but... And I said to him, I said, Rudy, can you put a Bigsby on this for me? I want it to look like, Jimmy Page, that kind of fucking Bigsby kind of jobby. And Rudy, if you know Rudy's from Argentina, so he's got that Argentinian accent. No, what did you do? This is a beautiful guitar. Why would you put this on the beautiful? Just look how beautiful this guitar is. You want another one? I buy you another one. I buy you another one. So what do you do? He goes behind the counter. He calls Gibson up. And he says, "Do you have a '57 Custom Historic with a Bigsby on the fucking thing there?" And they say, "Well, let me look." And they look. Yeah, we do. We have one. And he says, "Box it up and send it to me." So they boxed it up. They sent it to him the next day. Next day, yeah. So I went back down to 48th Street the next day, and I bought this guitar because he got it, not custom ordered, but it pays to have friends. It really does. And I always say this all the time. It's like, I'm actually lucky that I know a lot of these guys, and I bought a lot of shit from a lot of different people. And so they go, hey, you want something? Hey, look, I got this. And, this when you come, they're nice. And to tell you the truth, most people in the guitar industry, buying vintage guitars, high-end guitars, they're pretty decent people, and they help you out. You just got to talk to them. Rudy, I know since I was a teenager, so I know him since I was a kid. So he got me this. I didn't intend to buy a fucking guitar that day. I really didn't. I was like, yeah, but I don't want to buy another one. I just want. Fuck it, he got it. I have to buy it now, anyways. And here you go. You want to know how much I paid for this guitar? I'm going to tell you how much I paid for this guitar. Because the prices of customs today are fucking ridiculous. They're just a joke. I paid $2,000. I actually paid $2,500 for this guitar. $2,500 for this guitar. I know people. Oh my God! People are selling customs now for $7,000, and I just. Do you know why? This is why. The way Gibson used to fucking price this shit. Okay. The 60 and the 59 was the most expensive. The 58 was a little cheaper. The 57 was a little cheaper. The 57 Custom and the 54 Custom was a little cheaper. The 59's the star. For some reason today that's changed. Price-wise, according to Gibson, anyway. It's the same damn guitar. It's like, I said, would never pay $7,000 for a guitar. No, fuck it. No. Because the wood's graded, remember, the wood's graded heavier. This is a little heavier. This is about 9 pounds, this one. It doesn't weigh too much. And no, the Bigsby really doesn't add much weight to it. The Bigsby's aluminum. It doesn't really weigh a tremendous amount of pounds or whatever. And the only thing wrong with the Custom is the last 2 inlays are the wrong size. They're supposed to be all the same, uniform size. They have changed that since. But with the 03 and the 08 I have, those 2 things I never changed them because they're a bitch. You gotta pull them out. Rerouted. I don't want to do all of it. Everything else is the same. Top, cost, neck, this, that. Next on customs, this is a little, kind of a shallow C shape. It's kind of thin. This neck. It's not that thick, as people would think. 57. Has 59 tunas on it, technically speaking, but my other one has the waffle backs. So there you go with your custom orders. One actual custom order, one custom order that was kind of like I'm going to call up Gibson, hold the phone for 4 seconds. Another thing about the Murphy, which is very nice, is that I've talked to Tom a few times. He's told me how he does his process a few times, and I've tried it. You know, I don't recommend trying. I did a gold top in a 58. Let's just not say it came out all right. The gold top didn't, but it's hard to do a gold top. But last time I met Tom was a couple of years ago, a while ago now. And we talked to him for a while and stuff, and I brought to Keith first, and I said, "Yeah, sign the back plate for me." He signed the back plate. Oh, I remember making that one, and that kind of thing. And that was nice. And you know, again, that was at Tommy's. That was at the Music Zoo before it moved out to Long Island. They had a whole big thing. Tom Murphy came, and the Gibson truck came, and it was all because at that time, believe it or not, another small one, is that they were doing the Ultra Age. I know how they do that now, the Murphy Age, Ultra Age, you know, now they do that. They did that back then. This was, what year was this? It was 28, I think? 7? Tommy got the first Ultra Aged Murphys, you know, like official Ultra Aged Murphys, and he did a whole fucking line of them, the whole thing. That was his thing. And so they did a V, they did an Explorer, they did a another friend of mine, I haven't seen him in a long fucking time. He bought every fucking thing. I have a picture of him, and maybe I'll post a picture. That day, he bought a V and an Explorer, Ultra Aged. And Tom, you know, was there, and he made them shit. It was fucking... I said, what? He bought that? I think he bought 258s and 359s. He just bought everything. He was crazy. A nice guy. I haven't seen him in a while. Alright, so that's that one. This one's 17 fucking minutes long. I'm trying to make them shorter. I know everybody doesn't want them shorter, but trying to make them shorter. Dave Misley, open your mouth, man. Chime in on this one because, you know, you're the made to measure, dude. Come on.